NFL Trade Deadline Day, Commanders and Lions add key defensive pieces. As the 2024 NFL trade deadline came to a close, several teams made impactful moves, with the Washington Commanders and Detroit Lions leading the charge in adding defensive reinforcements. Here's a recap of the major trades made as teams positioned themselves for the playoff push. Detroit Lions bolster pass rush with Za'Darius Smith trade. The Detroit Lions were quick to address their defensive needs, making the first big move of deadline day. In exchange for a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Lions acquired pass rusher Za'Darius Smith from the Cleveland Browns. Smith, a 3-time Pro Bowler, will help fill the void left by the injury to star defensive end Aidan Hutchinson, who was sidelined last month. The Lions are also receiving a 7th-round pick in 2026 along with Smith. With a solid defense and an offense led by Jared Goff, the Lions are primed to make a deep playoff run in the NFC. Commanders land Marshon Lattimore from Saints. The Washington Commanders also made waves on trade deadline day, acquiring Marshon Lattimore, a former Defensive Rookie of the Year and Pro Bowl cornerback, from the New Orleans Saints. The deal will send 3 draft picks, a 3rd, 4th, and 6th-round pick, to New Orleans, with Lattimore and a 5th-round pick headed to Washington. Lattimore, who has been dealing with a hamstring injury, is expected to provide a major boost to a Commanders' defense that has been one of the league's most improved units in recent weeks. The Commanders, currently sitting at 7-2, are making a push for their first NFC East title since 2020. With Lattimore on a restructured, minimum contract, the trade represents a great value for Washington as they strengthen their playoff ambitions. Steelers add WR Mike Williams and pass rusher Preston Smith. The Pittsburgh Steelers were also active on deadline day, making 2 notable moves. First, they traded a 5th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft to the New York Jets for wide receiver Mike Williams. Williams gives Steelers QB Russell Wilson an additional weapon in the passing game alongside standout receiver George Pickens. In another move, the Steelers traded for pass rusher Preston Smith from the Green Bay Packers, sending a 2025 7th-round pick in return. Smith, a veteran edge rusher, will help bolster Pittsburgh's defensive front. Ravens add CB Tre'Davious White from Rams. In the final moments before the deadline, the Baltimore Ravens traded for cornerback Tre'Davious White from the Los Angeles Rams. The Ravens will receive White in exchange for a 2026 7th-round pick. White, a former first-team All-Pro in 2019, has battled health issues in recent years but will provide valuable depth to a Ravens secondary that has been solid throughout the 2024 season. The trade adds another veteran presence to a Ravens defense that has helped the team to a strong 6-3 record, positioning them for a playoff run in the AFC. Other moves around the league. Chicago Bears traded backup running back Khalil Herbert to the Cincinnati Bengals for a 2025 7th-round pick. The Bengals are in need of depth at running back following the injury to Zach Moss. Dallas Cowboys acquired wide receiver Jonathan Mingo from the Carolina Panthers in exchange for a 2025 4th-round pick. Mingo, a young receiver, will add depth to a Cowboys receiving core that has been hit by injuries. A busy deadline. Teams positioning for the playoffs. As the 2024 NFL season heads into its final stretch, teams across the league were busy improving their rosters at the trade deadline. The Commanders, Lions, and Steelers all added key pieces to help with their playoff pushes, while the Ravens strengthened their secondary with the addition of White. Expect these trades to have a significant impact as we head into the final weeks of the regular season.